The International Air Transport Association is urging governments around the world to give airlines financial relief. It says they are extremely vulnerable to the knock-on effects of the coronavirus. Now, many countries have banned international and local travel to try to curb the spread of COVID-19. Analysis by the air transport body shows that only 30 of all airlines in the world are actually making a profit. Let's talk about this with Lyndon Burns, Director of Plain Talking PR. Lyndon, thanks for your time. First of all, tell me how governments can actually give airlines financial relief.
Hi, good afternoon, and good afternoon to all the viewers as well. Essentially what the International Air Transport Association is saying is, look, airlines at the moment are facing a severe liquidity and an existential crisis that's been brought on inadvertently by the very well-intentioned measures to try and curb the spread of the coronavirus. But what we've got is a situation now where airlines, and especially if we look in Africa, they've really only got enough cash in reserve to cover their costs for the next 2 months. So what IATA is doing is proposing a number of options to governments to consider, and these include things like tax relief, so providing rebates on payroll taxes, as well as perhaps moratoriums and lifting of other statutory charges that they impose on the airline industry and on air travel. Reducing infrastructure service charges for things like using airports and landing fees and navigation fees, weather forecasting fees, for example, as well as direct financial support, either through the form of loans or through the form of guarantees, and support by governments to the corporate bond market so that loans can be raised in the markets, and also so that the airlines can go and negotiate with a degree of confidence to extend their lines of credit.
Yeah.
So it's not all about, and we know that the issue of bailouts is a very contentious thing, but these are extraordinary times, and they do call for extraordinary measures, because when we emerge from the crisis, and we will emerge from the crisis, we're going to be faced with an enormous task of rebuilding our economies.
Yeah.
And air transport is absolutely crucial to any modern economy. And we can't have a situation where we emerge and we don't have any fit airlines, where they're all crippled or dead.
Now, given all of that, we know that our national carrier is in huge financial trouble. Government already pumping billions into SAA.
Sure.
Where does that leave the national carrier then?
Look, I think you need to take a much broader view than just the national carrier, because for sure that's one player, and it's a significant player. But if we look at the South African market, just in the last couple of weeks, we've already seen a decline in the number of passengers travelling, 6 million fewer passengers travelling as a direct result now of what's happened with COVID-19. That is a loss of approximately 20 billion rand in revenues to the local industry, and it puts at risk over 102,000 jobs in the country. That's direct jobs as well as some indirect jobs in the tourism and hospitality sector. So this is a lot bigger than just SAA and the crisis that it was in prior to budget, when the finance minister announced that they would commit another 16 billion to SAA in support of the business rescue. So I think we've got to take a much broader view. We're in a far more dire and serious situation than just worrying about South African Airways.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Lyndon Burns from Plain Talking PR. Thanks for the insight. Appreciate it.